Hey guys, how's it going? Eli here, back with another video where today I'm going to be doing a just general talk about everything going on in the Pokemon market, as well as some information or just a discussion about some of the, desperation, shadiness, whatever you want to call it, of distributors. Without further ado, let's just jump right into it. So I put out a poll yesterday trying to get some kind of engagement on what your guys' thoughts were on if we changed the weekly pack giveaways to something completely different. One of the things I saw a lot in the comments where people were saying, hey man, although I would love to get, these older packs, I would love to be able to get, booster box breaks for, or not breaks, but like, booster box XY Era Sun and Moon product or like Diamond and Pearl product as part of the giveaways. I don't want it to be a bi-monthly or a monthly thing. I'd prefer it to be a weekly. And so I listen to you guys. Obviously, Brilliant Star's right around the corner, so the last thing I want to do is switch, directions and not give out Brilliant Star booster packs. So even if we were to change this is not something that would happen for at least another month or two. But I took the feedback that you guys got, and it looks like, honestly, it was basically a four-way tie across the board for everything as far as the suggestions were given. So decided that I'm going to just keep it as is, and then in the next couple months we'll revisit it, kind of see how things are, how the channel's grown, and if our kind of, I want to say, capital from how much I personally make from monetization changes, and if we'll be able to have a bigger bankroll to switch and try and see about making a weekly thing for some of these older packs, because that's something I'd love to transition to, is basically just give better items to you guys, each and every week. I've also had some people say that it doesn't matter as long as I keep bringing good content. That's what they said is all they care about. But I know that there are some people, of course, that do care about entering into the weekly giveaways. And for those people that don't know how to enter into them, all you have to do is be subscribed to the YouTube channel, leave a like, and comment down below on any of the videos we post each and every week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. But just want to kind of address that. And then the next thing I also wanted to address, I just added some Brilliant Star booster boxes to the site. We got some more from my distributor in. So if you are interested in buying that, we should ship out sometime either later this week on the release date or early next week. So that's kind of the expectation. If you don't receive, your tracking number right away, that is why. So, but make sure to check that out if you are interested. Now, into today's topic. So as I'm recording this video, I, don't know, of course, what the main kind of focus, I should say, is going to be until you see this title for the video. But basically, we're going to just kind of or how I should really phrase what I'm about to say. But there's something that I've talked about in the past where I talked about the shadiness of distributors and kind of why I thought the market was going to potentially crash and what was going to lead to it. With that, one of the things that I had mentioned was, I mentioned that distributors, there are times in which they hoard product that could potentially affect the manipulation of the market. There are some times where they will adjust to the overall market price whenever they get reprints to basically upcharge, which then causes, smaller, LGSs, smaller online retailers, not those kind of big box retailers, to struggle to offload product. And of course, those who are over leveraged end up getting screwed the most. You shouldn't be over leveraged to begin with, but I digress. So the main kind of conversation that I'm going to be having right now is just a continuation on the trend or the theme that I've been having about us being in an overall bear market. So the reason why I'm going to be bringing this up is something actually crazy happened to me the other day, last night specifically. So I got a call from one of my distributors. I won't name them. But basically, we are required from this distributor to put a pre-order in for a couple months in advance before the set is announced. I put in a pre-order for Fusion Strike. I had requested about 1,000 booster boxes. Did I think I was going to get 1,000? No. If I got 1,000, then I would have been stoked. Of course, because during the pre-order times, the booster boxes were going for around 140. If I could have pre-sold it, getting the allocated numbers that I wanted, I would have made decent margins. Obviously, I would have sold it for 110, 120, regardless of the fact of the matter. It was something that I put in a long time ago. Now, as you guys can see right now, Fusion Strike booster boxes on, TCG Player are going for around 92. I know of on eBay, they're going for around $86. You can check that yourself. I checked it on live stream yesterday. So with that, of course, being said, the overall price of the booster boxes has drastically dropped. I got a call from my distributor last night saying, hey, remember how you put in a pre-order about, I want to say back in August. So September, October, November, December, January, about half a year now. Hey, remember how you put in a pre-order for your Fusion Strike product and you only got 4 booster boxes? Yeah, well, we now have 328 that we can give you. And I'm just like, okay, what? This is crazy. And you might say to yourself, well, Eli, when you put in an order for 1,000, you can receive that 1,000 at any time. And of course, that could be an error on my part. But the point in which I'm leading into this is when you're playing the game of the market, I think it's kind of, I don't know how to say this. I think it's kind of necessarily scummy when a distributor continues to try and offload their product even though the market has drastically changed. Of course, like I said, a part of this you can say is, at my own fault for ordering as much as I did. But it's kind of a, tricky slope when you try and put in a certain amount, and no matter how much you put in, you're going to be screwed. And that's why I think this whole pre-order for these type of distributors, of course, I have other distributors that do it a different route, and I prefer the route they do it. They say, hey, this is what you're going to get for wave 1. Hey, this is what you're going to get for wave 2. Let us know how much you want. It makes it more transparent. It makes it easier for me to understand the market. But then there are these other distributors who have been absolutely, I don't know if screwed's the right word, but they've just done it to where you won't know what your full distribution is until either a couple days before the release or literally, 6 months later, where they're trying to offload their product on you because 6 months ago you ordered this product expecting to hopefully receive it. You get your allocation numbers for the week before release, don't hear anything about it, and then they're like, hey, remember you put in that order long ago? Yeah, well, we're still going to hold you accountable to it. And so that's just something that really goes to show, one, I think a level of shadiness in regards to some of the things distributors do, and then two, kind of the level of desperation that we've really gotten to in this market when it comes to people offloading product. I talked to my sales rep. I told him, I said, listen, man, I can go buy this product for cheaper than what you guys are offering it to me for secondhand. So by me holding, $30,000 worth of Pokemon product, it's literally suicide for me. And he's like, my distributor, I understand completely. Just letting you know, though, the last 6 people that have done this, their account's closed. I said, you know what? If that happens, that happens. So because I was only getting about every single set release 4 booster boxes from them, so it wasn't a huge deal to begin with. It was just me trying to, help build that reputation or that relationship with them to eventually get more product. Of course, the one time I do get more product is when they're trying to offload it from me, because basically they either held on to a lot of product, or as far as I know, there's another wave of Fusion Strike that's coming out. But either way, at the end of the day, it's just one of those situations where it just feels like you're not building a truly good business relationship. Because either, let's say, pre-release set, let's say I, instead of ordering, 1,000, let's say I put in an order for 30, right? So I put in an order for 30 and I only get that 4 that I was allocated. And there's 26 more on my account. Regardless of the fact of the matter, if there's 26 or not, I'm still not going to want that product. Of course, it's going to be a lot less for me to sit on if I decide to go that route and, continue the business relationship being healthy by not saying no to product. But it's one of those things where it just feels like I'm kind of getting, screwed over. Now, there's the other effect where let's say that the set ends up popping off. And now let's say that I get my initial 4 that I get for wave 1, and then later down the line, they happen to have more product for me, and I only put in an allocation for, let's say, 30 again. So I only get, the remaining fulfillment of 26 versus if I had put 1,000, I could have gotten 100. I could have gotten 200. So there's no really way of knowing when these big reprints happen because the Pokemon company obviously is not fully transparent in regards to the size of the reprints. People don't really know until they know last second. And so it feels like, they're screwing over distributors in a sense, and then distributors are screwing over suppliers, of course, or I should say retailers. Of course, like I said before, one of my other distributors goes about it a different way. So, it's just to each their own in regards to how people end up doing their overall process of allocations. Now, of course, with everything that I just said, you might be saying, Eli, this feels like kind of more of a vent sesh. This kind of feels like more of like you explaining yourself of how you feel like you personally have been screwed over. What is the main point you are making when it comes to this video? And so with that long introduction to basically the point I'm going to be making for the main topic is that for those people that have been FOMOing in recently to Brilliant Star, as we can see right now, Brilliant Star prices are going for around 150. Literally as of yesterday, they were going for around 160, 165. Evolving Skies prices 146, and I'm not going to keep beating a dead horse in regards to there's still an increase in a lot of these popular prices. Distributors are still hurting. We can actually go to one of my other distributors pages. This is information I actually can show you guys. This is Magazine Exchange. We can go and take a look at the homepage for their weekly specials. This is something that if you want it, you can literally go to magazineexchange.com specials. This is transparent to anyone to see, not just me. But they're running specials where literally if you want to, you can go and purchase 2 cases of any of these 3, and in return, you will get a free Evolving Skies booster box. Of course, there are other products in which they're trying to offload on their, weekly specials page. But the main purpose of me kind of showing you guys this is this distributor, along with the other one that I had mentioned, they have a lot of older product that they're still trying to shore up on. Now, for those that don't remember, when Battle Styles first came out on its pre-order, for Wave 1, it was selling for as high as 160, 170. Wave 2, after the reprint, it dropped to around 120. Then Wave 3, that's when it finally broke below $100 and went all the way down to the low to mid 80s. So you have to understand that there was a different shift in the market in regards to the overall supply of product compared to the demand that people are having, even for such a set as Battle Styles. And now that's not to say Battle Styles by any means is a terrible set, but it's definitely been one of the worst performing sets. Same goes with Chilling Reign, same goes with Fusion Strike. Now, of course, how you want to rank them in order is up to you. But all I can really say to begin with is you've seen a ton of this product being thrown on the market. You've seen an absolute collapse, like I've mentioned in some of my prior videos. You can go take a look. I talk about it. I think it's like the shadiness of distributors, something like that. But I talk about how there's a lot of people that basically get screwed over by, putting in too heavy of pre-orders of product. And by pre-orders of product, I mean they expect that they're going to be getting X amount of product. Like, let's say they're going to get 1,000 booster boxes and they end up only getting 50, and then they have to refund everyone. Or let's say there's people that expect to sell booster boxes at a certain price, and so they put everything on a credit card, and then the price ends up absolutely crashing. They have to sit on that product and then offload it for cheaper prices, whatever it is. You can go look at my old video. I go in depth about that. I don't want that to be the main takeaway from today's video. I want to be the main takeaway that if we truly were trending in the opposite direction of a bull market, a lot of this product would be inherently being bought up a lot faster. I mean, you guys can see right here, this is the price I'm buying all these packs for. You go right now to, Chilling Reign, 92, 92. Of course, like I said before, eBay, these are all going for around 86. Battle Styles, I mean, it's slightly going up more, but you're going to be able to buy it for around, like I said, that $86 price point when you go on eBay. So the distributors are currently just trying to offload as much product as they can right now. They're sitting on product. One of them, of course, went and did it a way in which, in my personal opinion, feels like a very scummy way of doing it, very, non-professional business way. Like I said, you can make an argument saying I'm at fault partially, but like I said, how else am I supposed to try my best to acquire product as someone that's trying to run a business when there's no level of transparency on what my allocation numbers are going to be, whether I'm going to get the opportunity to purchase more or less, and so on and so forth. But if we were truly in a bull market, you would see a lot of this product either going up a lot more aggressively, or you would see a lot of this product just not be available for purchase on distributors pages. Because you have to understand, when you're looking at bull markets, it's usually the crappy ones that are going to be performing the best. I shouldn't say, let me take that back. Not performing the best, but they're going to be performing well, and that's when you know. I might get a lot of flame for saying this, but let's take crypto, for example, right? When you talk about a coin like Dogecoin, for example, right? That's a coin that for the longest time didn't really have a lot of devs working on it. It was a coin that was just a meme coin, pump and dump. And during, bear trends, it historically would perform the worst. During bull trends, it was one of the best performing coins. The point in which I'm making by comparing this is you can typically see how the overall, whether it be a macro trend, a micro trend of direction for the crypto market is, you can see a lot of what's going on with the meme coins because they don't have the same kind of, technology or kind of concepts as a lot of these other coins, Ethereum, Cardano, Stellar, Sol, and a lot of these other projects that have, a little bit more of an aspiration in regards to the technology they're trying to bring forward outside of being a meme like, Doge or Sheeb or Baby Doge. So, of course, not to say that any of these booster boxes plays that same pump and dump scheme, but the point that I'm trying to make with this is you can typically know when you're in a bull market with crypto based on how Doge is performing and a lot of these meme coins are performing. They typically pop off a lot more. And in times of, prosperity in bull markets for Pokémon, you tend to see a lot of the weaker performing booster boxes performing quite well. You take Crimson Invasion, for example. Crimson Invasion was a set that a lot of people say is the worst set of Sun and Moon. I 100% agree with that. I was able to buy the booster boxes when I first got my kind of setup with Magazine Exchange for around $79.99 at the time. And they were sitting on that page for, I want to say, almost a full year. Eventually, they finally were able to get rid of the product, but that is product that they had been sitting on for several years. And they were never able to sell it for anything because the price of Crimson Invasion was not moving at all. We take a look right now and we say Crimson Invasion, how much is the price of one of those booster boxes going for? It's going for, on here, as low as $200. It says recently sold for $167. So it's probably going for around that $167 price point. But that was something that for literally the longest time, people were not able to kind of offshore their Crimson Invasion booster boxes. It was something that, was just dead product that distributors and retailers were sitting on at, $75, $79, $82 is how much they purchased for. Some people were doing flash sales, selling it for as low as $60 back like a year or two ago. So if that doesn't go to show you that, all of a sudden the worst set of the Sun and Moon era can do a complete, 180, and depending upon how much you bought it for, you see a turnaround of 2 to 3x return on a terrible set, then that should truly tell you the overall trend in which the market made. Now, of course, that's not to say that just because Crimson Invasion is at a higher price point right now, and from what the charts are showing us that it's going to rise and therefore we're in a bull market. But what that is to show you is literally the price of the booster box as soon as the market truly started to get into bull mode is when it really started to see its price climb. If you look over the past year, it's really been stagnant. And so you've seen that with a lot of other Sun and Moon booster boxes. But when you take a look at, battle styles, like I said, it performed really well during the kind of hype of the bull market. And you take, Chilling Reign and Fusion Strike. These sets would be doing something that kind of happened with Crimson Invasion. They would be getting their 2x, their 3x returns, depending upon, of course, like I said before, what you bought it for at, what you sold it for at. But you're not really seeing that. You're seeing the same pattern happen back in 2018, 2019, where you've got, Roaring Skies booster boxes, Primal Clash booster boxes, Loose Sleeves, Crimson Invasion, Steam Siege, other sets, other booster boxes that were, undesirable products, reprinted product that you couldn't make any margin on, that people were sitting on, that are now going for way, way more. I mean, Roaring Skies is going for like $300-400. Same with Primal Clash. If you had the opportunity to go back and buy that for $86 back in 2019, then you would see that as an amazing opportunity. But of course, that was during a bear trend in which a lot of people did not speculatively see that happening. So as far as the continuation in the market's downtrend, I believe this is just another argument showing us that, hey, there's all this product that distributors are holding on to. They're trying to offload it, whether it be through special deals like Magazine Exchange is doing, or by, like I said before, trying to offload it on some other customers, including myself, just to do whatever they can to get rid of the dead product. However, the way in which they're going about it, distributors are definitely bleeding right now in regards to holding on to a lot of this dead product. Now, when I say bleeding, I want people to understand what I mean by that. It doesn't mean like, oh my God, they're going to suffer. Distributors are going to get like absolutely destroyed financially and stuff. Like, when I say bleeding, what I mean by that is more or less they just have a bunch of dead product that they have to sit on that eventually are going to sell at, that $86, that $88, whatever the price point they're trying to get rid of it for. That's something they calculate into the mix when it comes to the product that they are purchasing. Of course, that could potentially, affect their allocation numbers from the Pokemon company. I personally can't tell you. I don't know the full details of their relationship, but all I can tell you is that from personal experience, sitting on old product is never something that you want to have, because it doesn't allow you to use that capital for buying newer sets like Brilliant Star and Evolving Skies and other more popular sets. So either way, it's hurting them one way or another. But the main topic and the main point, because I'm going to wrap this video up, that I'm really trying to get at is, once again, for those people that are FOMOing, and I said this on my live stream yesterday, it was kind of the main topic: should you FOMO into the Pokemon market right now? That was just a clickbaity title I was giving. The main focus and the main thing that I was just talking about with people is you can't get so caught up in the hype of the new set, especially when it's a popular set. You have to look at the bigger picture of how the macro trend for a lot of these boxes have been performing, on top of looking at the way in which distributors recently have been interacting with retailers in regards to trying to offload product in whichever way they can, because they don't want to have to be sitting on a lot of this old product. That during the bull market, there was literally no product for like periods of months that I was able to purchase from my distributors page, because they just were sold out of literally everything. Sold out of Steam Siege, sold out of Crimson Invasion. Like, people were fighting over Crimson Invasion. That is not happening right now. People are not fighting over battle styles. So if that was something, that was happening, then we could have a conversation about, we're seeing a turnaround in the overall, bear market to bull market. But I don't predict that to happen for at least until sometime either later this year or early next year. But I digress. Of course, this is all not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. This is my personal opinion, but that's kind of the main takeaway I want you guys to get from this video. It's just another argument that I'm adding on to in regards to why I believe that we are not in a bull market and we're still in that bear market trend. Just understanding that relationship that distributors have and how what product they have available for retailers to purchase does play a key factor in us determining whether or not we're still in a bull market or whether we're just continuing the bear market trend. But hopefully a lot of this video makes sense. Obviously, some of it was kind of rambling, but it was really me kind of giving a setup or a self-explanation for the main topic. Of course, I shared a little bit of information about what I'm dealing with. Hopefully that gave you guys some insight and some understanding on how I feel about things, whether it be my relationship with some of my distributors and what others are personally going through, or whether it just be generally everything that's kind of just going on with the market and how distributors play such an incremental role in the effects of what's going on in the market. But that is all I have for today's video. As always, make sure to leave a like down below, comment, and be subscribed to the YouTube channel if you are interested in being a part of our weekly giveaways. Just like I said, comment, like on any of the videos Monday, Wednesday, Friday, be subscribed. Our packs that we're going to be giving away next week are going to be Brilliant Star. So 3 winners, 8 Brilliant Star booster packs. Congratulations to those 3 winners in advance. Super exciting that we're going to be able to give out those packs finally. But yeah, just as always, want to give back to you guys in the community, but hopefully once again you guys found this information helpful. But that is all I have for today's video. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Until then, I will see you guys on Friday. Peace.